Abusuafo ya nchia ma wo Pinax TV ye platform so na me no woka say ukopie mu e wo quarter enye asem ketwa efa sofo Owusu Bempah ho se de da ya Pinax ye ma mo no ye bomodin si ye beko no yakohwe ne yakoso yakofa ne yakoso ho nyina abona so ene ye kopie mu wo quarter na ye say yasan so atu asem no ahyere na pictures a wa wo hwe e wo screen yi so ye ne course so e wo ne court chuma na say ye court proceedings a ensem bebre aba details e wo mu no enye ensem ketwa ensem pina na free court eba yeti new charges bi aba ya drop bi any ade a bi obi ne tese ensem wo ho ensem dos ana na yedi kan ukra ensem pa ne courtroom ne course nyina ekra first of all ade na ekoso so for Owusu Bempah o hwe se ne niam akwa niam ekoyi ma no with charges ayeyi bi ne ade bi so ehihye mu nyina.
Yes, answer na in kese nkoma etifo ni ahwefo ni obi biara we nyambra o hweye. Today happened to be October 5th, and a court a schedule say Owusu Bempah should reappear before court. Okay, he's been to court. This is the third time. First time he denying the bail. That was time assembly by first year chain no, and Osanso here then a call on the grounds and I was seeking for bail on the grounds say on yira unjani no also enfano any bail and he appeared in September in court. He appeared in court in September, and no more parties said they needed prosecutors. They said they needed more time for them to gather the facts of the case and for them to know the charges. Okay. The judges agreed to that motion, and it was moved. And the other thing that happened was that they said almost shadow case, and I said they were putting the case again to a year. October 5th, which is today. So today, Owusu Bempah stormed court, and Mamenka, as I'm going to the details, no, the demeanor of things, no, was a little different than the first and second time that we saw Owusu Bempah. Yes, this was because first time now it came in haste. Not media were there plenty. What I say, and a second time, no, so no, or contempt. Until be 8 and catch and because also court now cases amount for cases no buyer you did it's like more like first come first serve. So and also media the intimate in China, but this third time media were able to catch up with him. We showed the pictures earlier today. Pinax TV, he came, he was walking freely, he looked good than the first and second time. Yes, this time around he was more relaxed, he felt free. Media for the bed, it wasn't more of a go back near there. We didn't see the church members, we didn't see the bodyguards display like first of all. So basically, today was a little bit better. But if you're asking the first question, are things looking good? I would say that things are not looking good at all, because I think, to me, what I think here is we in sheet in manner said the court proceedings are by winning, but I think say this government MPP and IGP, they want Ghanaians to gain their trust. Say nobody's above the law, and they want people to know say the rule of law is still there. What am I saying? So they don't want anything. They just want the case to be pushed and pushed and pushed. If at the end of the day court finds Owusu Bempah guilty, probably the president will pardon him. Yes, on that grounds, but we can't decide for him. So let's see what is now. Proceedings are a buy and their course or courts now. In fact, if they give the sheet, you'll be confused. So some of us need to take our time and then go through and look at things, and with information you have, we'll tally it together and see how far things are going. So this is what is happening. In some a course first, charges near the Owusu Bempah, it went to two courts. It went to Accra Circuit Court A, and Accra Circuit Court 1 and Accra Circuit Court 2. You can do it Accra Circuit Court A, B. So it's two different courts within the same jurisdiction. Because jurisdiction, I'm explaining because the people say I have brought for 7 A too much, but in terms of law, no jurisdiction, no can say with three. So if I'm explaining here, part just say a location, and I say Fako, and I be at the war. It's a area. I be dikintin sebi Kevin Taylor. Yes, you see sooner. You could see you soon because I can be Ghana and penny for I was see soon waha because the jurisdiction is Ghana. So that is exactly what is happening. They look at two places, that is Accra Circuit Court 1 and 2. And more parties say charges na by na baby the offenses were a lot. So na ehun be here say you be chim na court first court afande na second court afande. Now if you look at the real issues in regards to the case, first one they are saying say Owusu Bempah charged his boys. What he say, he charged his boys to beat the police officers, and these things in normal parties say an act of public offense. And the other ones are in fact before charges in any medical body if you follow us on this platform,
issuing threats, brandishing weapons.
The other one that was a particular thing, but the other one I've just forgot.
Is it about police for or my police for the men? Police for
that was different,
resisting
but
arrest.
There was a particular one, and I'm person my boss, so I think it just escaped me when you. But you see, they are saying so the first one he saying all of okay, the second one Makai, that is in a different court now on Beso Mudino. What they are seeing as the argument that I'm making a part say Owusu Bempah coming out to say a brand new general in Braha, they are saying that was a death threat against a citizen. Now, Agrada has not really gone forward with her lawyers. But she's a citizen. If Owusu Bempah a co-studio, you are a citizen, so the state is going to take the case. So they are now thinking he's issuing threats and disturbing the peace. The public peace are gonna enjoy and against innocent civilians. So that is different from more of the brandishing, the words that he says. I will share quoting almost a death threat, issuing death threats, and that is a very grievous and I say a bonibia and a so basically, that is it. Now, and then what happened was. When you do this point, you know understand. But what happened was, Owusu Bempah Bailey,
I say a man 100 one self
good
bill,
self-recognized bill.
And
So basically, what they are trying to say here is that first one Owusu Bempah by, his bill initially was denied. See a money bill, but Okoyareda Hospital through the lawyers of NDC and PP, they were able to cook something and persuade the judge or TSM to say we need to build this man. He's not running anywhere. And my judge, give you a go ahead. But this time around, Medican said that was a different court on its own.
And different charges.
Yes, different charges. But even that, I remember, so that charges were dismissed.
Yeah.
It was dismissed, which means it's serious. But this time around, you signed the fresh charges be by and now it will be here see a channel. But because he's made a commitment first, or can't see a money bill, you pray a money bill near the adeno. Later on, you won't say we near the adeno. He's now in the good books of the judges and as the Ghana police near there. They say he's abiding with the current case are air course. So in regards to that particular thing, the first charges in the board, it won't be here see a bet but because of his precedent, and I say
examples I was setting
well lay before I was say
we don't hear so about call remand.
Yes, I won't hear say you be jailing so we can then I was say then you're granting a self-recognized bill, meaning said that instance you are giving him Owusu Bempah bill based on the fresh charges which has come.
But I mean, this question before about to us. So, into self-recognized bill near the man, no, instance,
yeah, he paid money.
How much?
I think it's between 100 or 200,000 thereabouts. Now, if you look at this clearly, first one now, Owusu Bempah, a chain now, your friend is saying, or court, you deny the bill or some could be a granting the bill. That time, the second time or I think so, no, they dismissed the charges. What charges near the man and say, why you once an a baby? Yeah, all of these things, because I work as a nipani brandish a weapon. I'm not trying to be supportive here, but we need to have some sort of evidence. But the police and the prosecutors are saying, say, the guys who were there holding the weapons, they were under his command. So more of the charges, he be free. So what court that charges maybe and then some look but if I remember I said one time me personally I was in court now. a case before mine and not in a witness and I realized say na be brave, so the judge said say yen yin money being film na enkabe 3, but those are the substantial issues I was here deadly because be brave chaff. I think that time can 32 pages or we be brave film. So in this case the charges will be brave when you be Emma court at dismiss. I think all of the charges answer most of the charges. So the prosecutors filed new charges. So also Bempah back court 5th October no. Now prosecutors now it kind edit new charges about this time I was sure limit your charges no to be more precise, to be more emphatic say we
and why
not yen because it's a so they brought new charges into new charges now of course where the court too no not a who be here say no as I'm bailing, but because he's been cooperating, so then we just entered the bill application and then we gave him the surety scheme and they processed it quickly as soon as possible. You can't bail and yes, we could per se. There are many bail conditions.
Yes. Like we're meeting the bail conditions.
Yeah. Into us, our CB Krana is worth 2 million. I'll be to me, and I got to us a papa wage and I won't be far. So that it can't just be money, it can be anything, it can be even a car or anything. So that is the balance, and I was say based on that now charges nearby and I was some money a bill. But one thing I also know see and say charges nearby a deep. Osha they've now expanded their horizon, but lawyers for expanded say mushim. You see as more emphatic. Making sure say hit it down to just a point. Say win na pan a year. Inti you really charges to Owusu Bempah no and you bisa the normal words that we all know. Are you guilty or not? And I say he's not guilty.
Okay.
Note, he didn't go there alone. He went there with his 3 musketeers, and our people police for I believe he said they aided in his crime, and they made sure
they are involved in the course,
a course so na omono more of like executioners. So okacho be say onko you ona obeka tinipa no execute the thing. So those executioners and I said the 3 or so musketeers, they also appeared in court. 3 they also appeared in court because more appear in court. See a new information at airban. It's for fact information that distorted a brain, you know. Just follow. I believe yes, at the end of the day you get me. Now what the police are saying now is that call sorry no Owusu Bempah ordered his boys to beat
police officers.
The police officers and my car be crying they are this and no cry and bar. So they are basing on all of these things, no charge all of them. So those 3 people were also charged. I was sure more 2 people exactly,
Bechi, Mensa,
they told them said they should 100,000 bill with sureties near that. I think said they also met it right at that court instance. Owusu Bempah then was somewhere around 200 or so thousand. Now can you know Owusu Bempah then almost 400,000 Ghana cedis. Wow. He has also met his bill requirement. But he said, is he guilty or not guilty? No, what he told the judges was that he's not guilty.
Okay.
And all the other 3 people who were with him also said he is not guilty. So based on all of these things, the prosecutors and one more push ourselves. What they said is that okay, we are not going to push anymore. We are not going to argue. And yes, push say but what they are saying is they didn't argue. They didn't have time to argue. So okay, you are saying you are not guilty. This and
like
this
I put it to you. Now
but that is what the lawyers will say. So prosecutors, they didn't say anything. They all said no Owusu Bempah and the other 2 or 3 people that we know said they are involved in what Omoka and they say they are not guilty. They plead not guilty to all the charges which were leveled against them, including the beating of the police officer, the brandishing of weapon, even going ahead to spoil a public vehicle. So these are more of the alarming details about they've rescheduled the case again. But as an rescheduled case, now lawyers and now Gary Nemako, who happens to be the lead counsel for Owusu Bempah, what he and the counsel and Owusu Bempah and on lawyers ketwa no suggesting is Owusu Bempah sebe ata you cry and bonny cry in the court saying the court has say what am I say. So why are we having it in 2 separate courts? Sebi, boni benya na waye.
Your man you who
Like at the end of the day, komu dismiss charges nibi. So let's limit or let's bring all of these. Your friend is saying charges
under one court.
Under one court. Now, intimi ye smooth because obeko court has court has say no.
Stressed.
It's too much stress. But then the judge refused. I think said that the argument was did not sound well to the judge. That is why he didn't oblige to that particular request which came from the council of Rev Owusu Bempah. Okay. Meanwhile, the prosecutors also stood their grounds to say that request which was coming from Gary Nemako, it is not worthy of an explanation because in 7A Bebre, the thing here is this. Look at this very well. This is what the prosecutors are saying. Owusu Bempah, he went to harm a civilian. Listen very well. Owusu Bempah went to harm a civilian. The civilian is Madam
Mama Patricia
Evangelist. Yeah, Mama. Well, but Edina almost 81%. Quite exactly with what is there. Madam Evangelist Patricia. Drew say something on the count. That's the name they put there. I'm saying AKA and alias Agrada. So that was a threat to Agrada. Agrada might say, okay, but it's a civilian. She's a Ghanaian asset. And what happened around the place, they disturbed the public peace. So it's right now against just a civilian and disturbing the public peace because it's a old driver car cantonment. Now you are disturbing the public peace. If the people don't even come and sue you, the police will sue you. The police will take you on and arrest you because they are all here and you won't be sure you are disturbing the peace.
Your mind, your mind will take you on.
Yeah, so it's civilians per se, but then you are disturbing the peace of civilians. The second one that the police are also arguing is first of all, also been mentioned see wizard police, almost frail, first, second, third time, almost cholet crab, almost sound sumo muni pakra say, bra, na bra. They are not saying they will arrest you. They just wanted to talk to you and know your statement. You refused until a policeman came. You ordered your boys to beat them. This is not my words. This is the words of the prosecutors. So, based on that, and no crime something called that, your boys even went further, held a gun. A gun, it was not licensed. You see, beginning we were all thinking, say the gun was licensed, but now they are saying, say the gun that those boys were holding, they were not licensed. Who gave them those guns? What you say? And those things are all you are bringing insecurity in Ghana because you hold a Ghana and a weapon and authorized and licensed and says you free. What I say? Ghana has it like you are making it seem that the law bows down to a certain group of people because of so-called Owusu Bempah, because it's closer to a political party and are affiliated to the president somehow. Even if you are affiliated to the president, it should be a prestige. And what's that? What say, sir? Or no need the amount for them because they were president any mass. Obey me, John, baby, I can say Owusu Bempah, ne because of Nanado. What am I saying? So based on all of those things, I make those weapons, social media things, and and obviously the state want to take the charges. So right now, and not just the prosecutors, the police people, is the state government, that is Ghana. Abayino. Almost take it and a prosecutors. So Trimby say Owusu Bempah, Oshe Ebra, say Owusu Bempah, or than the boys, police for, and only a prosecutor and a police force. Prosecutor say police for CID for So almost no, and the other one a state. Almost first charges about against Owusu Bempah. So they argue say based on these two different things, state ebedini there, prosecutors ebedini there. So it will be here say
somebody in different courtrooms.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that is basically what they are saying. At the end of the day, the lawyers of a friend is saying Owusu Bempah, they did not actually relate to it, but then at the end of the day, the
courts are making the final way.
It will go on. They didn't actually dismiss that motion. It is on. Owusu Bempah will have the two trials, but now they arrested them. Make us arrested. Yeah, the charges no more. They build them that same day. So that is what we have concerning the case right now.
So and I know I'm back one thing. Date on to share agenda date be amba.
Yeah, so in regards to the question you asked, if any adjournment have been made, what we know apart from say Owusu Bempah the bill like see ani na esame up to 400,000 and other people like Michael Boateng, Frederick Okhene and Nathaniel Ejekum. These are 3 people. What's the medical catch was omo
and it no be or high be a mienu because
it be
bright but she
yes hold on
any mensa for you
be mo ehun ebe for real mo because these people don't patch say they damaged a police vehicle.
Okay.
It's no it be mo o say the boys ni be brave be mo no ye charge omo so mo kute true.
Ebi nso dey say on
police.
Ebi nso dey some say
abanye japade. So a whole lot of things. So we cry 3 different kind of people. They can't betray any other people there na. A couple 5.
Okay.
What must say? But these 3 people no almost no. They give them a bill like charges here. They bore more. Me bore more din Michael Boateng, Frederick Okhene, and Nathaniel Ejekum. Almost say causing harm and unlawful damage to a police vehicle. That is what we have. But at the end of the day, this is one thing courts for ne can say. Your friend is saying these 4 people, Owusu Bempah and co. Owusu Bempah and co. Campaign. Every 2 weeks, they are to report to the police station. Now, make you available. Say, my reporting me Ghana. I want to send me okay, yeah, sure. Back. They are supposed to do that 2 weeks till the case end. In the case end is about 1 year. Or report it 2 weeks. I was say oko. Ene ade. No crown. We no so few one other thing about is need can say Accra Circuit Court 1, Accra Circuit Court 2 ni charges he can say 7 but at the end of the day no sha omo ajani case no to November 10th the November 10th and other courts near November 15th 2021.
Okay.
November 10th and November
on the 10th of November.
Yes, and on the 15th of November respectively. So now you can say the other people no are almost no omukudi born in a year they will also be standing another trial elsewhere. So this is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we have in Semnidi. Honestly, things are not looking good for Owusu Bempah. Now, before I go on, if you are listening to me, you see, I think, say, I'm a youth too, but I think, say, as people, we all should learn from this. One thing about me all my life is I've learned from the mistakes of people. If you want to be rich, you need to learn from the mistakes of the rich. Don't learn from their success stories. Their success stories will inspire you. But trust me, the richest man in the world, a friend is saying, Akoya only Tesla, Elon Musk. There are things a mistake to some of us. These things, say Elon Musk and trust me, Anka, he'll be the first trillionaire. American could see BB so. Elon Musk, who name a track record or start here any green Tesla, any man name automobile near the idea. Oware no Ojai lady no. His wealth literally was slashed into 2. Because no time or no. What I say movie, you be share it memoir. Sa, it no be sure. I just say a week and 9 months concern. And yes, if you no cheating and be sa, women too love fine. They want attention. And yes, you cannot. Obabeka so pesca, but they be more demands and no man is catching before. It's a whole lot of that is how they are. So he divorced. Okofa girl for no so so imagine say they be out spending worry or mudu sika 50-50. Says can commit him the baby. What am I say? So me, if I'm learning from Elon Musk, his success stories will inspire me. But his failure stories, I'll learn from them. What I'm trying to say is that we need to learn from what is going on. Say, youth. People get up and support people like something. How on earth would you hold a gun? I ain't licensing. Now they're better to social media say, would maybe boat too. And he heard the words that the guy was saying. Say, Obitimi woman ne Maya. Yes, so he be one Owusu Bempah. Hey. Who told? In fact, hearing those words, Nick guy back who cry, wawari cry, and I was like asking, say, the way you imagine, say, you jail with 20 years. 20 years, and God forbid, but imagine say jail in 20 years. Sebi, ABR 2024. mama na beba. Hey, mama is not friendly to you. To like, yeah, funny say yes to like Owusu Bempah and co. If funny see a man pardon. It's not prison because of you going on a stream to defend somebody. Sa emre trim into a young guy now timia emre na Jesus ebe woman asisa me amiti. Number one, me woman me mame. Me woman me papa. Say oja aba na ebe kunya miensa me save me ho. I won't me woman obia. Jesus emre
dying for.
Yes, me yere. Say be happen me ebia. If I can save I would. But say me pa me de me cry beto. Anka imagine me drink kwechi.
Onye Yesu nti onye.
Me
simple.
Me nye sa Titanic odon twem tienyi. So those things are near saving people. Yen jai e yen kwasi asa yen sem hunu. The only person I think said you need to save oba. Because I think said those are children. Penny cry said oko bathroom cry na on 3,000 bia ebia appointed cry na hwene ya ne abofra. So if I'm facing a situation I can save my child, or I can sacrifice for my child, I will do that. Because I believe say Yesu ebe woman ne ba. Nti me so me woman me ba fine. But apart from that, me mame, me yere, me side chick, me boss, me jumemuni, me nyesa nkwasi ejuma.
Okay.
Me nyesa nkwasi ejuma. So what we tie so me nkwa yesa nkwasi ejuma no. Ene na mafo ya ba ye Jimmy. These things, these boys, 3 or so, or 4 or 5 boys, like I don't know what inspired them. What man said, there are ways of doing things, but let's learn from these things at air course. Yes, you are dear. Yes, no, me Auntie B Kasa, and then she was telling me about the situation and maybe your court theater. So she was there, and then one man came, and Papa no, patience they talk. Oh, be then also be na papa ne kana asem oh me de me ba ne say me koto aduane na me ba bet me bet na me ka mu no na nkrofo mienu bi omo ko ntimi me ko se me ko pata ntoka ntimi me gu so a me pata na obi de omum ba ko de wood plywood kese so no ko hwe nipa no ne ko na be ka papa ne ti since the papa no say ne ho nto no onama na say bell oye ni ase bibi woni trim nnam ni trim nti oye si ase bell la hange middle ase bibi show. How can you leave? And the man was going to spend $500,000. Minu ba this tells you say obi ni obi kwa mo na mo yam ntoka mo nku mo ho emfa me ho. Hey, who say bibi koswa huri ne ko unless of course you can help with the situation na ohun enko trouble. Be say wapon ukofie you see una na usi fi ukemu na uhu say boys benya kasa wona oye almighty presenter wona won fe wona okasa yetie nti ukopata udi weni ba ko na beba udi weni ba ko na beba utina baby ko share dem ko de
ka wonya
ene o boy ko ye video call a e ko share o telenovela uko. Okay, we need to the world has changed me de no but wo so team o menye say ni papa say oye ho agema go ahead. But we need to learn from these things. Many of these charges are abandoned. And what say but the second thing is akuma. All of us have temperament and limits. Yeah. But I believe as human beings, you need to know the limit. Obi can say you can determine the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Sure? I get angry most at times, but maybe say me if I'm getting angry, it should be business related. But say uye ejuma Emma Pinax na akofa boys 4 efa me ho be enya wa hem. Okay. Me eno enye me business. Say company oni omuye ejuma motua oka na osi ska no de be clubbing. Enye like things be wo if it is not in relation to work and fa me ho. Even in relationship cry no I don't worry myself about things because and then banning Bempah be brave. You baby baby. So we need to learn. Owusu Bempah ko tana sorry dem ena agrada aya chena ba oye big because she wants to come back into the media light. When fino and Uncle Tani baby din here now sorry. Do you was saying a record? Do you think these things will have happened? And these things will be on the internet for 30 years or so to come. Do you think it's fair? If only Owusu Bempah. And you see the thing, the Bible said, say, the only nyansa for namno or nyanseni, and I will be only nyansa for namno. Literally, pani nyanseni. Wa also ni Jimmy for namno. Literally, Jimmy for uye Jimmy ni. What am I saying? I'm not saying it's wise or foolish. All I'm trying to say here is, into Owusu Bempah, when you any person around him to say, daddy men call. Share me life I me living no. They be a me person man for and criticizing me. Ghana for especially and criticism. They be a nice words, sweet words in your manema. That is why we was kakra now surrounding him with yes men. Your friend yes men. Any person now who surrounded with yes men, you don't have people to challenge your authority. You don't have people to say, okay, I think you are going A, I think don't go A. They are not a good, like, also, Bempah clearly, it tells you, say, all the people around him are yes men. Bako sorry said, daddy, you forget it, mami, we let's concentrate on something else. Dear, Udi Kwakwa responded, no. All of them were yes men. They were doing their life. And you see, look at the disgrace. Don't surround yourself with yes men. Surround yourself with people who criticize your actions, with people who disagree with you. Because I'm saying this because, say, ye share a particular direction. Now, obedient man to ni and share another direction now. Bibi ebe attack here, how would we know? It's just like military. If military is moving in the jungle, okay, they move at a certain point in set. One person will even walk back, which ordinate nenam. Ebi musu share sideways, ebi musu share sideways, ebi musu share nim, ebi musu jenfin fili. Why do you think they act that way? Because the attack can come from where? All angles. But we don't learn from these things. You should move here far back concept and one say killer blue killer ni be blue man be kun killer. And your door so and one say lady no obenya ne bear man or your door say be so bear man so obenya ne girl. But if you learn from the details and now what is in these movies and our stories here, boy, what happened to Owusu Bempah is very sad, a pathetic, a big disgrace. In fact, I'm not happy. I like him. And at a point in time, where he seek to be a court case, there's a video, Pinax from Muko Chaya, ne papa, a name. And the man at a point in time, not or catch a sorry for say, I saw the man because I know the man. Owusu Bempah papa, I know him, but nobody recognized him. I just say they are sorry for no more around. But and the man's humbleness. An old man like that to be 80 years. Why should you think he should suffer like this? Maybe so. What am I saying? Putting unnecessary pressure. He surrounded himself with yes men. So we need to learn. But Bempah say definitely Owusu Bempah can see this to be a learning curve. And now Odebeye addition say, okay, henceforth I'm going to know how to do it. And I believe, say, even as God's children cry no, Nyankopon eye bibi wo ya brabom to teach us a lesson. Bia anka bibi kesi na bibi boni eba besi. God's way of averting that issue a way. What am I saying? Na me wo video bi me share ya na a trend with social media. Papa no na o say obetu kwan akomi se status den. Be oko renti hotel around. Okoji hotel around asena be ade chin a obey den ofi hotel wa na oko airport so. Ba ade chin ye no a obekọ no stairs no so no e no sane ye no pattern nemu buye. Na ka be 10 minutes to flight e no call hospital. You feel hospital ni ba so anko bitima bibia fa na o she clutch. A o da ho. To buy no ti no me business meeting, me flight any ya. Only for him to on his TV hotel room. Now when you have breaking news. Breaking news, they say plane flight A111 no. Upon takeoff, it's blasted. What is a plane be blasted? Upon takeoff, was that Thailand who be near the other? Yes, our plane now can once. Upon takeoff, and a plane a blasty with him. So I believe say, and the man was saying say, we need to learn and now we need to know as people say, some of the things we regard as bad is God's way of taking us from trouble. So I believe say idea we about a shame in Mguasie no. Say Owusu Bempah be wudie anka bibi say insie Nyankopon yede enfin tunufo. So we will learn, we will appreciate God for this. But I believe say as people we don't need to be just spectators of the situation. We need to learn from this. What would team learn from this situation? Because these things repeat itself. But unsua there because unim Ghana here anytime bia no obi bufu bia okoni fie no akọ wo meyi osi nipa isu wuda ho a na wo popo wo pese okunu we wu ada ho owu ana fe de osuro kasa, you know, we need to learn from this. So exactly this is the more update that we have on Bishop Owusu Bempah.
Sure, on the 10th and on the 15th.
Yes, let's see what will happen.